now you see why I think Santa is awesome.
Yeah.
So she's got just 5 minutes. She's got to get away, but can have some really, if you've got pressing, really quick questions, then she'll be happy to address those.
After. Steve.
You know what? This is getting low battery. Well, I'll speak up. I am so impressed with your presentation. Thank you very much. I would like, if you could, to send me that presentation and your notes. And I share your interest in architecture, theology, community, the common good, all of that. And your presentation was the best I've seen, I think, ever. So thank you very much for that. And I want to share the message that you have given us here elsewhere.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'm going to follow in Howard's footsteps. This is something I put together, actually a book I brought for his partner, because she helped our organization do a significant little moment of our work. But it is a book called Occupy Money, Creating an Economy Where Everybody Wins, by an architect. You may know the book already, or the author, Margaret Kennedy, but the late Margaret Kennedy. But she, like Howard, got into monetary reform work by the insanity of our money system in terms of a sustainable possibility of exchange relations. Anyhow, it's a wonderful book. It also misses the macro level picture, and she gave me a quote that I have in a publication of mine where she admits and sent a link to a paper where a presentation where she acknowledged Stephen Zarlenga's work, and inserts in here, besides an AMI label, our application for individual, chapter, and organizational membership in the Alliance for Just Money. I also lived in Woodlawn. I lived in Greater Grand Crossing. I lived in the Gap. I lived in Logan Square, West Rogers Park in Chicago. And I teach at a public university in Illinois that does urban teacher preparation work in Chicago. I bring students every semester to Chicago, Peoria, Decatur. So we share a lot in common. The last thing is my son is studying architecture. He's a third-year student. Just got a message from him that there was a shooting near his campus. But anyhow, there were a lot of points of connection, just as Jamie introduced you. And I thank you, and I know your time is precious, but I want to give thank you to
So nice.
thank you very much.
Great presentation, Sana. I'm just wondering if you understand what we're talking about as far as monetary reform, specifically the NEED Act, and if you see that as a viable thing that you would like to pursue to get your goals that you explained to us very well. Thank you.
We can take two as well.
I'm sorry. Is that your phone number under there?
Yeah.
Could you say it out loud?
Yeah, it's 630-936-9938. 630
Thank you.
936-9938. Yeah, so to answer your question, do I understand what's going on here? I'm not sure. Because honestly, this is new for me, and economics is always interesting, but I was listening to the MMT presentation and Bitcoin and all of that stuff, and I'm just beginning to follow some of that. So I don't know that I fully understand what's going on here, but I had full intention of actually speaking with Jamie after and trying to see how I can understand it better. Because where I'm coming from is not a rich background in economics, but really is, yes.
Turn around and look at that book there, The Lost Science of Money that Stephen Zarlenga wrote. That is not a book about economic theory. It is a book about the history of social justice and how it has been wrested from us by the money system,
Yes.
and how we could put it back into
Right.
the money system. That's basically what it is. So I didn't read that book for several years because I thought it was all about economics and everything. And I read it and I said, geez, why didn't you tell me it was about social justice?
Right.
That's what this is all about.
I completely get that, and I know a little bit about AMI because of meeting with Stephen and then Jimmy, and also of course then looking into it. And this quote here, I want to, by Stephen, this is the one I want to. Whoever controls the money system controls the nation, and really, part of what we're saying here is putting people, putting communities into that.
Sure.
We should have control over our nation and we need to have that control, and we need to determine how our world has to look. So I'm totally with it, but do I understand all of it? Not yet. Not yet. Yes. Were you gonna say something?
Well, yeah, I would. I would say something, and that's 1, 2, 3, is that most people think that the Federal Reserve is part of our federal government. Most people think that the government creates our money, and most people think that the banks loan money that already exists. None of that is true, but the people know intuitively the way it should be, and that's what this is all about, those 3 things.
Yes, absolutely. One last one.
We are doing a video project, and our filmmaker just arrived and he's setting up now. So if you have a few minutes to talk with us and be a part of this project, we would love that. Just a few minutes of your time, that would be great.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy and honored to be here. Appreciate your time, and I look forward to bumping into all of you again.
All right.
Right, well, now we'll get back to Sue's, the end of